Alright, perfect. So I wanted to throw in an additional bonus here. I always do that. I just have to give you a little bit more because this is just my nature. I just love throwing in stuff and extra, information that can help you create beautiful art. Now, I said this is a package for just completely inside Studio, right? And but I want to just give you a kind of a nudge or extra information how you can create beautiful eyes, how you can get that sparkle in the eyes. Um, and one thing you can do is there is a way of placing, creating um, sphere primitives, right? Yeah, like spheres, all right, and placing them behind the camera. Now the problem is that this whole setting is kind of white-ish, right? And placing this huge sphere is not so easy. Uh, to get a reflection of the eyes. Normally, if you have a normal setting like your room or interior, you can play with the spheres and then place them behind the camera so they reflect in the eyes. But I just find it easier to add that in Photoshop. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So here is one of the renders, alright, and as you can see it kind of lacks eye reflection, and the reason for it is this whole setting is white, so there is not much to reflect. It just reflects white and gives the eyes a little bit of kind of a vague, softer look because it's white all over, right? But what you can do is just Google for eye reflection. Okay, female eye reflection or woman's eye reflection, or just eye reflection because eyes are eyes. Right, simple as that. Woman eye reflection. I've got a lot of, there's a lot of options here, and what you are looking for is those eyes that have a little bit of extra, like jewel uh, square spots or something like that. Something that is, heavily present in the eye. I mean, some eyes have very vague reflections, like the spot over here, and you don't want those spots. You want to have a little bit larger that just makes the eye sparkle a little bit. So I'm just gonna, take this here. Okay, so we can just go ahead and save it. And here. Perfect. Let me just close that. And now I'm going to just load the eye image. And what I'm going to do is simply copy the reflection here. So we just want the reflection of the entire eye. I'm holding down Alt and using the lasso tool to select this. Once done, Ctrl C to copy, go in here, Ctrl V to paste. Now I need to obviously rescale, alright, and I need to move that into position, and I need to rotate it. So let's add some rotation, shall we? Rotate. Alright. And now I'm going to scale. And once I have it scaled, I can just roughly position it. And I'll put some additional rotation to it. Alright. Now, next what I want to do is I want to increase the contrast of it. So I'm going to use brightness, contrast, use legacy settings, and just punch it a little bit, right? So I get that sparkle effect. And then I'm going to use screen blending mode, and that's it. So that gives the eye a little bit of sparkle effect, if you will. And then what you can do is obviously, position it, and these often look better if they're a little bit higher up on the eye. Alright, just higher up, that looks more natural and better. So now that you have that in place, you can adjust it, here just how much do you want to be. Don't overdo it because it's just gonna look unnatural, but just keep it there a little bit so it's visible. Now the eyes, like I said, are a little bit washed out because of the big area in our studio setting, right? In the studio, it's white all over, so it won't create any good reflections on the eyes. So what you can do on top of this is to paint the eyes, make the eyes a little bit more contrast rich. Alright, just select that, copy to a new layer, go back here, select the other eye, copy. So now I've got Control E on the top layer of these two to merge them together, and I can just rename this. There we go, eyes. And you can just increase contrast on that. Maybe use the legacy setting just to increase contrast and really force a little bit darker eye. So let's see the new maybe works a little bit better. No, I think legacy works better here. Just punch it a little bit so it gets a little bit darker and you get that more depth in the eye. Okay, so once that eye reflection is done here, right, then you can duplicate the layer obviously, and on the duplicate you can move it to a new position, and often you cannot position the reflection at the very same spot because the eyes are a little bit different, and there should really be a little bit difference in the position because one of the eyes you're looking more kind of like more from a straight angle, and the other one more from the side. So you have to move those reflections a little bit, right? You have to move them a little bit so they kind of shift a little bit and look more natural. Let me just try it like that. And once it jumps here a little bit over the top, you can apply a mask to it and just use a gradient to black and white color obviously, and just tone it down a little bit so it doesn't collide. And so now you've got dual eye reflections that add a little bit of sparkle in the eyes and just make them look more natural. So let's move the other one up a little bit. I think it needs to be up, right? You can also remove the secondary reflection, just use one. That is okay. That makes those eyes pop a little bit more, right? It just feels more natural having that in, as opposed to without. And obviously the darker eyes with more contrast also contribute to that. Alright, so that's what I wanted to cover here, just give you an additional thing. And like I said, I'm not going to cover any post work because it's not needed here. The look and feel is already made inside Jazz Studio. If you want to play with something, you can always duplicate the layer and do a little bit of screen. That will wash out it a little bit more, but preserve the blackness. So you can just set, okay, I want a more washed out look and feel. Whatever that suits your style, you can just go for it and create beautiful images. Okay guys, this is it. Thank you so much for watching, for getting this training. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can use it to make some incredible cool renders and have some fun. With that said, I'll see you next time.